Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Slow English Podcast. I'm David.
And I'm Emily. We are so happy you are here to practice your English with us today.
We have a really fun topic for you. Imagine you are walking through a big, busy outdoor market. There are people everywhere, bright colors, interesting sounds, and amazing smells. How do you describe all of that in English?
That's a great question, David. It can be difficult, right? You might just say, the market was busy, and that's a good start. But today, we want to give you more words, more colors for your English vocabulary painting.
Exactly. So, if you've ever been to a place full of energy and felt you didn't have the right words to describe it, this episode is for you. We are going to teach you how to describe a busy market scene like a pro.
Are you ready? Let's get started.
Okay, so first, let's talk about the general feeling or the atmosphere of the market. Instead of just saying busy, we can use some fantastic words. A great one is bustling. B-U-S-T-L-I-N-G. Bustling. Bustling. Bustling is a perfect word. It means full of busy activity and people moving around. You could say, the market was bustling with shoppers. It gives a feeling of energy and movement. Another wonderful word is vibrant. V-I-B-R-A-N-T. Vibrant. This word means full of life, energy, and bright colors. I love that word. It makes me think of all the colorful fruits, vegetables, and clothes you see at a market. So you can say, it was a vibrant market, full of bright red tomatoes and yellow lemons. You could also use the word lively. It's similar to vibrant, meaning full of life and energy. For example, the market has a very lively atmosphere on Saturdays. And sometimes, if it's very, very busy and maybe a little disorganized, you can say it's chaotic. C-H-A-O-T-I-C. Chaotic. This word means a state of complete confusion. The traffic near the market was chaotic. That's a good one for a super busy day. So, to describe the atmosphere, you have bustling, vibrant, lively, and even chaotic. Try to remember one or two of those.
Now, let's talk about the people. A market is nothing without people. The big group of people you see is called a crowd. C-R-O-W-D. Crowd.
Yes, you can say there was a large crowd at the market. The people who are there to buy things are called shoppers or customers.
And what about the people who are selling things? They are called vendors. V-E-N-D-O-R-S. Vendors. Sometimes they are also called sellers or merchants.
The vendors are the heart of the market. They are the ones selling the fresh bread, the beautiful flowers, or the handmade jewelry. The vendors were shouting to attract customers.
Ooh, that brings us to a great verb, haggling. 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 To haggle means to bargain or negotiate the price of something. In many markets around the world, haggling is very common.
It's true. A shopper might ask, "How much for this scarf?" The vendor says, $10. The shopper says, "I'll give you 7." That conversation is called haggling.
So you could describe a scene by saying, I saw a shopper haggling with a vendor over the price of a carpet. It really helps to paint a picture.
All right, let's move on to what we can see. Let's use our eyes. The first thing you usually see at a market are the tables or little shops where vendors sell their products. These are called stalls. S-T-A-L-L-S. Market stalls.
Yes, like a fruit stall, a book stall, or a cheese stall. The market was full of colorful stalls. It's a very useful word.
And on these stalls, the products are often arranged in a beautiful way. We can say, the fruit was piled high. This phrase creates an image of a mountain of fruit. The apples were piled high on the stall.
I can see it now. A big pile of shiny red apples. We can also use the phrase an array of, which means a large and impressive selection of things.
That's a great one, Emily. It sounds a little more advanced, but it's easy to use. You could say, the stall had an array of exotic spices, or there was a beautiful array of flowers.
It just means there was a lot of variety, many different types. So for the sites, we have stalls, things piled high, and an array of products. These words will make your description much more visual and interesting. Okay, David, let's close our eyes for a moment. What do we hear in a busy market? It's not quiet, that's for sure.
Definitely not. The general sound of many people talking together is called chatter. C-H-A-T-T-E-R. Chatter. It's not one clear conversation, just the mix of all the voices. You can say, I could hear the constant chatter of the crowd.
I love that. And we mentioned it before, but vendors are often shouting. They shout about their products or their prices. Come get your fresh strawberries, best price. That's a vendor shouting.
You also hear the sound of people bargaining. Bargaining is another word for haggling. It's the sound of the negotiation. Everywhere you could hear people bargaining for better prices.
And let's not forget the food stalls. If food is cooking in a hot pan with oil, it makes a special sound. That sound is sizzling. S-I-Z-Z-L-I-N-G. Sizzling.
Yes. The sound of onions and peppers sizzling in a pan. It's a fantastic sound word. I could hear the sound of food sizzling on the grill.
So for sounds, we have the chatter of the crowd, vendors shouting, people bargaining, and food sizzling. Your descriptions will come alive with these words.
Okay, we've used our eyes and our ears. Now, let's use our nose. What do we smell at a market? The general word for a nice smell is aroma. A-R-O-M-A. Aroma.
Aroma is a lovely word. You can talk about the wonderful aroma of freshly brewed coffee or the sweet aroma of baking bread. It's usually a pleasant and distinct smell.
Another great word for a pleasant smell, especially from flowers or perfumes, is fragrant. F-R-A-G-R-A-N-T. Fragrant. The flower stall was so fragrant.
And what about all the food? Markets are famous for the smell of spices. S-P-I-C-E-S. Spices are things like cinnamon, cumin, or paprika. They have strong, interesting smells. The air was filled with the rich smell of spices.
You can also be very specific. You could smell freshly baked bread or grilled meat, or maybe the sweet smell of ripe fruit.
It's true. Describing smells can make your story or description so much more powerful. So remember aroma, fragrant, and the smell of spices or freshly baked food. I'm getting hungry just talking about it.
Me too, Emily. Maybe we should visit a market after this.
Okay, fantastic work, everyone. You have learned so many new words. Now, let's put them together into short, simple sentences. This part is perfect for shadowing. That means you listen and then you repeat the sentence out loud. Ready? I'll go first. Repeat after me. The market was bustling with activity.
Great. Now my turn. I could see an array of colorful vegetables.
The vendors were shouting about their prices.
I could hear the chatter of the crowd.
The air was filled with the aroma of spices.
One more. A shopper was haggling with a vendor.
Excellent. Practicing these simple sentences is a great way to build your confidence. You can pause the podcast and repeat them a few times. You are doing a wonderful job.
Now that you're comfortable with the short sentences, let's try to connect our ideas to make longer, more descriptive sentences. We can do this using simple connecting words like and, but, or because.
This is a great next step. For example, instead of saying, the market was crowded, the market was vibrant, you can connect them with and. The market was crowded and vibrant.
Exactly. Or you can connect two different senses. For example, I could see the colorful stalls and I could smell the freshly baked bread.
But is also very useful. You can use it to connect a positive idea and a negative one. For example, the market was lively and exciting, but it was also a little chaotic.
That's a perfect example. It shows a more complex and honest description. Let's try another one. The aroma of the food was amazing, but it was difficult to walk through the big crowd.
You can also use because to explain a reason. I loved the market because the atmosphere was so vibrant.
So, try it yourself. Take two of your short sentences from Part 7 and connect them with and, but, or because. This is how you start to sound more fluent and natural.
All right, it's time for a little practice scenario. I want you to imagine we are on the phone. I have just returned from trip. David, you call me and ask about my visit to a famous market.
Okay, I can do that. Ring, ring. Hello, Emily. It's David. How was your trip? Did you go to that famous market?
Hi, David. I did. It was incredible. The market was so bustling and lively, I didn't know where to look first. There was a vibrant array of fruits piled high on all the stalls.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Was it very crowded?
Oh, yes. The chatter from the crowd was so loud, but my favorite part was the aroma of all the different spices and the sound of food sizzling at the food stalls. It was a little chaotic, but I loved it.
See, Emily used so many of our words: bustling, lively, vibrant, array, piled high, chatter, aroma, sizzling, and chaotic. Her description created a clear picture in my mind.
And now it is your turn, our wonderful listener. Think about a market in your town or a market you have visited. Try to describe it using 2 or 3 sentences. What did you see? What did you hear? What did you smell? You can say it out loud right now. We'll wait.
Take your time. You can do it.
You did it! Fantastic job today, everyone. Let's do a very quick review of the key vocabulary we learned.
To describe the atmosphere, you can say it was bustling, vibrant, or lively.
For the people, you have the crowd, the shoppers, and the vendors who might be haggling.
For the sights, you can see the market stalls with food piled high or an array of products.
For the sounds, you can hear the chatter of the crowd, vendors shouting, and food sizzling.
And for the smells, you can enjoy the aroma of coffee or the fragrant smell of flowers.
You have learned so much today. The next time you visit a busy place, try to notice these details. Think about the English words you could use to describe the scene.
Remember, learning a language is like learning to paint. At first, you only have a few colors, but every day you add a new one. Today, you added a lot of beautiful, vibrant colors to your collection.
We are so proud of you for showing up and practicing today. Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep shadowing. You are improving with every single word.
That's all the time we have for today. Until next time, keep learning and have fun. Bye for now.
Goodbye, everyone.